Hello, friends.
Oh, you hit
Welcome.
go live. I didn't know that.
Welcome to movie 19 of Disney Plus movie reviews. This is my third video in the same day, though I'm not making all of them public at that time, so they didn't know that. But now you know. Welcome.
Did you change clothes at all?
No.
So that might.
So I figured I might as well just announce it. Nobody's going to care that much, but now you know. If you do care that much, thanks, Mama. Appreciate it. So, we are talking about the 1971.
That's what Google
1971 American fantasy musical fantasy film, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I've never seen this movie before, and I've still only seen about a third of it because Disney Plus stopped.
I've only seen about 2 minutes because I was doing work. All I know is that somebody flew on a broomstick, and then there was a really weird dance montage.
You didn't know it was called Bedknobs and Broomsticks until I typed the title for this video. So it starts with this lady. Well, it starts with people, but then you get to this lady, Miss Price, who drives a motorcycle with a sidecar that runs on sulfur, apparently. Daniel has removed himself. And she goes to pick up a package. Then she also has to take 3 kids from London because it is the time of World War II. And so they're sending kids to the countryside to be safer, getting them out of London.
It's like Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
It is. Oh, very different movies. Very, very different movies.
Yeah, different movies, but same premise.
Yeah, but comparing them.
Send the children away so they don't blow up in the bombs.
An ideal plan.
Which is nice.
Yeah. So she gets these 3 kids. Charles or Charlie, who's, I think he's the oldest. He's a boy. And then I think her name is Carrie. And then the youngest is Paul.
Sure.
Paul is decidedly the youngest. The other 2, I think the boy's the oldest, but I'm not positive. So they come, and he is 11, getting to be 12, but he's not yet. And so he doesn't want to believe in things, but it turns out that Miss Price is a witch. Technically, she is an apprentice witch. And there's like 1 lesson left in her mail order witch training class. And because of the war, the class has been canceled. So she's like, let's go, kids. Let's go find this guy and get him to give me the last lesson. She turns the oldest boy.
She will be the master.
She turns the oldest boy, Charlie, into a bunny because he won't listen. Oh, and when they find out that she's a witch, he tries to blackmail her into giving them money and not making them bathe and such. And then she's like, I'm going to turn you into a bunny.
That's the top of the list of my demands when I blackmail someone. Number 1, give me money. Number 2, don't make me take a shower.
The money was actually last. The shower was...
Yeah, but actually when I was a little kid, I believe that I probably would have done that.
That's fair. That's respectable.
Yeah.
But she was like, making him wash 2 times a day.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's what he said anyway. I don't know that that's true, but
that's a lot.
She was making him wash before dinner.
1940s.
She is a clean woman.
Wash before dinner.
It sounded like she meant, yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Wow.
I don't know.
Shower
it wasn't clearly
dinner.
stated, but their reactions.
It does help your hair get dry before you go to bed. If you take your shower before dinner.
That's true. I mean, my hair wouldn't be dry yet, but.
Well, no, your hair is probably still wet.
So, anyway.
Just kidding. It was more recent than that.
If I did, though, if my hair was braided that whole time, the inside of the braids would still be wet.
To do that.
For like 2 days. Still wet in there. Anyway, moving on. So then the oldest son is like, we could trade something so that you give us something valuable. And then if we break it, you take it back. And she's like, yeah, okay. Because the sister's like, no, but she's like, yeah, sure. So she asks the kids if they have anything that turns. And the oldest boy, Charlie's like, no. And Carrie's like, no. And the youngest one, Paul, is like, oh, yeah, I have this blue glass, which is like a broken piece of plastic, and this very nice piece of string. And it's not a very nice piece of string. It's like this long and part of it's knotted, but he liked it. And this bed knob, he took it off the bed upstairs. And that used to be her father's room. Her father is dead now. But instead of being like, hey, why don't you take the bed apart? She's like, oh, great.
To be fair, bed knobs are pretty fun to play with.
Grandma and Granddaddy have little spinny things at the bottom. I don't know what they probably cover screws, but they're fun to spin around. It's spin them. Anyway, yeah, that's fun. So maybe, but I've never had a bed with a bed knob. So anyway, she's like, oh, perfect. And she puts a spell into the bed knob. Then they use the bed knob to travel to London. Like they sit on the bed and it takes them there. But the youngest son has to be the one to do it. He's not the youngest boy. So he taps 3 times and then he tells it where to go, taps 3 times, and then spins it a quarter turn to the left. And his sister helps him tell left to right, but she only has to tell him 1 time. He learns fast.
You do alley and then end up in the middle of nowhere.
No, I was honestly expecting him to say something wrong.
Berlin. Ah!
That would have been bad. Or like just mess it up the first time and us travel somewhere and then have to go somewhere else. But no, that did not happen. That was not the point of that scene. So the younger 2 kids are going to go and the oldest boy is like, no, I don't believe. I'm not going to make a fool of myself. But then the cat hisses at him, so he jumps onto the bed right before they go. So they end up in London. They found that guy, and he's like a street magician. He's not a witch, wizard, whatever. Wow. And she's like, hey, I need that last one. I need the last spell. This works, but it's not really working. And he's like, nah, I don't have the last half of the book. That's what the class ended. And she's like, no, but I need it. It works. And he's like, wait, what? And she turns him into a bunny. And he's like, you can do it. What? Like that, basically. So he's like, okay, let's go. Because he had found spells in the book, but then he changed them to make them sound better. It looks like the guy who plays the dad in Mary Poppins. I did not look that up. So that could be completely wrong. I don't know. But time-wise and film look-wise, it could work. Could be him. Could be Mr. Banks in
Mr. Banks.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks as a weird magician. I'll probably look it up later. Maybe. Anyway, so they go on an adventure to find this book. They go into, do you remember what it was called? It was like,
no.
Oh, you didn't hear it. Okay, they sang a song about it, and it was like Pocatello Lane or something, but also I might
We live near Pocatello.
Yeah, that might be why I think it was Pocatello.
Piccadilly?
Was it Piccadilly?
Well, that's a real place in London, so.
Started with P,
Piccadilly
and they sing
Square.
about it. So some of them sing, and they walk down the selling road, and they're looking for the book, and then the magician guy starts playing, he's professor, whoever, starts playing the piano to sell it, and then there's a dance montage that Daniel really loved and would love to tell you about.
This is like the only thing I've actually seen in this whole movie. So it's a dance montage, and it starts out with like some British sailors, maybe.
It's actually really not
dancing.
A montage. That's not the right word.
I mean,
it's a lot of different people dancing, but it's not.
It's like old school montage.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So like it starts with like sailors dancing, so they dance kind of like you'd expect American
sailors in a
or British
to
white dancers to dance, and then they're like, oh, nobody talks. But then they're like, ooh, let's take it back to the old countries. Then you see some Scottish dudes, like 2 of them were in kilts.
Yeah, the first one was in
ladies jump
pants,
in,
and then 2 were in kilts.
Oh, by the way, there were sailors
and then
who
there were
like
more
jumped
in
up.
kilts.
Yeah, and then sailors were the ones who were like playing all the non-piano instruments.
That
And
was
then
at the
all of
very
a sudden, like they all knew how to play some weird Turkish thing because there's some Turk soldiers.
I would have gone with Indian.
Just chilling there. Yeah, but I don't think they had any Indian soldiers in England. Turkish soldiers was more likely to have.
That's fair.
So they were doing some weird Turk dance, and I say weird just because everybody was looking at them funny. And then,
but the girl, Carrie, was like trying to copy. She was trying to copy like everybody dancing.
And then there was like some Caribbean group that starts dancing, and they just like take over the street just for a little while. And then there were like,
but it was a market.
Ladies off in a side street that did a little.
Some of those
dance.
ladies kept moving around. They kept showing up.
Very weird.
And then I paused it so that we
don't know
eat
why
food.
they did the dancing.
Just because it's a musical.
And then Disney Plus failed us.
Well, first we paused it to get food, and it didn't fail us in that it paused. Let that be a plus for them.
Fail to restart.
Yeah, it wouldn't start. I tried it a few times, and it
them.
would not start. Yeah, so we were like a third of the way through this movie. I'm so funny, or you're so funny. We're so funny. So my prediction for the rest of the movie is there's going to be some adventures and some cartoon animals because we have not seen any cartoon animals yet. but they're in the cover photo.
They are
for
in the
this
cover
movie.
photo.
She might fly on her broomstick some more.
I'm pretty sure it's the witch's fault.
Oh, the package that she picked up at the beginning that I may or may not have mentioned was a broom.
Okay.
She flew on a broom, and they saw her. And
Oh,
that's
I
how they
did
knew
see
she
the
was a
flying
witch.
on the broom because it was some quality
She fell.
mid 1900s flying
71.
late
mid
green screen
70s. Late mid 70s.
quality.
Yeah. And then I think that the professor will fall in love with Miss Price, but she will prefer to stay alone with her cat and the children. But then maybe they'll get to go home at the end, but I don't think there will be enough time in that movie for them to go home, even though this movie is over an hour and a half. What do you think will happen?
I think the Allies will win World War II with the help of cartoon animals.
Oh, yeah, she was trying to help the war effort. My
Lions,
hypothesis is a
tigers,
little
and
more
bears. Oh
ridiculous.
my.
Maybe some giraffes.
Oh,
Maybe some
why would you
zebras.
use a giraffe to
I'd
try
use
and
a
win a
penguin.
Actually, giraffes would probably be pretty effective. They start kicking things. Just airmail some giraffes
Yes.
in the middle of their lines and they just start kicking everybody.
If you put a penguin there, people would be distracted. They'd be like, look at the cute penguin. And then you take them out.
Yeah. I feel like the giraffe is more effective because
I mean,
it's distracting
yeah.
and aggressive.
But penguins are cute.
Yeah, but that's not gonna.
So, saw the first 40 minutes, maybe. And
Might come back to talk about it more later. I don't know if I'll be back to talk about it more later, but maybe she will.
it was better than I thought it was going to be so far. But it's also taken a while. Like that dance thing, too long. Too long for me. It just keeps going. I don't know that it was over yet. So, I don't know what happens in this movie. Daniel is gone. He's back. Yay. Just in time to say goodbye. Thank you
Bye.
for listening to us.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
You gotta click the button. You gotta click the button. The button!